Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to probably another podcast episode of the Water Carrier. Hopefully you can still see my face. Had to deal with some new technology I've never done before. If you can see the screen properly, it'll be a Supercoach screen. So I thought today I'd do like a podcast, or you might consider it a video of just going through my Supercoach team and some talking points. It's not the regular AFL, podcast I want to do, talking about each week in footy, things like that. That's more what I'm sort of in. I am interested in Supercoach, but I'm also interested in the AFL a bit more. Like the AFL in terms of... Anyway, talking shit, I gotta stop talking. What I was just gonna say is I've moved to YouTube because it's a way of making more money. Obviously, it might take me 5 years, 10 years. I might never get monetized, but it is what it is. Gotta post my face as well on YouTube. That's the only other problem, but whatever. As long as I don't make cringy YouTube videos, I'll be happy with what I'm doing. But it's going to be hard not to be cringy. I am a ranger with glasses, and I'm extremely small, so I've only got so much I can do. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. I don't know what else I can say, really. I guess this is the second season of my podcast episode, and I don't know. Don't take this as a video. I want people to more see this as a podcast, because I'm not trying to do YouTube videos. I feel like that's a bit too much. I'm not 13 years old. I want to keep it as a podcast and see how I go, I guess. Gonna have to move the computer forward, because that's how I'm gonna have to enter in my team. Get rid of this. So yeah, I guess I'll get into it. Today I was going to do a Supercoach pickup. By the way, hopefully I've gone through everything. This is the second season of my podcast. Now doing on YouTube, because 1 cent per 500 attempts wasn't enough. I guess only made 2 cents in total. But I might never make money off YouTube. Just thought, might switch, change it up a bit, see something new, put my face out there, see how it goes. So yeah, I mean, I will not be doing Supercoach videos the whole time, but I just thought, gotta find something to do first up. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah, as I've said multiple times, today's video is going through my Supercoach team. Okay, so last year I came about 7,000th out of 170th, so not bad. I think I was top 5% maybe, or less, but still not great. I want to make top 1,000 this year, or even top 500. Love to be up there, because I'm quite interested in Supercoach. I feel like I'll go. So, number one pick, I'll stop rambling. The first player I'm picking in my team is Jake Lloyd. He's cost a lot of money, highest paid defender by almost 100k, but he's definitely worth it. As you see here, last year averaged 122, plays all games, very consistent. He's just had a niggle, so that's why he's got the red mark. So his points won't count when it has my projected score at the end, but yeah, it's fine. I'm not too fussed. Yeah, so I think he's a lock. I've had him since the start of the preseason, and yeah. Caleb Daniel, I got him in recently. He went up a lot after his massive game in the preseason the other day. So I just got him in for Callum Mills. Callum Mills had a concussion. Not too sure if I want to take the risk there and start him. D3, Tom Stewart. Had him last year. Extremely reliable. You can just trust on him to get you 100s every week. And that's what I like about picking a bloke like him. And then my final primo in defense is Jaden Short. So going with the 4 premium defenders, as you can see, it's mainly just because of the lack of rookies we've had at the moment. So I've actually got no rookies on field, and that'll bring me to... my mouse is quite far away, so hopefully I can just do this the whole time. Fremantle, defenders, and you already picked Hayden Young, so 14% of team. So not necessarily a pod, but he's not that highly picked. However, this guy, I feel he's a must-have. 240k range. I'm gonna have to type him in. Hopefully it doesn't look retarded when I'm typing in. Oh, Hunter Clark is interesting, but no. Jordan Clark is the man I'm looking at. Cats fan, as you can see in the background. And I think his job security is a bit questionable, but at that price range, he's a must-have based on his scoring potential. He can hit out 100s every week, and he might be taking kick-ins this season, so that's something to definitely look out for. Hence why he's in the team. we go to D7. I've got Jacob Kozinski. I don't know if he's related to the St Kilda Kozinski, the legend himself, but almost 50% of teams. This guy, 6 goals on the weekend in the Pracky match. I think there's not much to say, to be honest, about him. He's just, if a rookie's kicking 6 goals in a game, you've got to get him in the team. So yeah, brings me to St Kilda, and then with James Frawley. Yeah, that's right. James Frawley out of the side. Injury early on. Highmore will come in and replace him for the first few rounds, however long he's out for. And yeah, that's it. So then, on the topic of St Kilda, that brings me to my M1, Jack Steele. I believe he's one of the best midfielders in the competition. He may not reach the heights he did last year due to the shortened quarters we had and the fact he probably was in a contract year, so he definitely had more financial motivation there. But regardless, I think he's a lock. And then, obviously with picking Steele, you'll probably realise I'm not going to be going with Neil, who had that massive average. I don't know if Neil can maintain it, and then at that price with the preseason injury, don't know if he's worth it, to be honest. So yeah, that's why I'm picking Steele over him. And then next, I'll go Clayton Oliver. I have actually looked at going Clayton Oliver down to McRae, just based on the fact, due to the whole marking rule this year and less interchanges, players are going to be more tired. So we're going to see less stoppages, more uncontested play, and stoppages is where Clayton Oliver dominates. So less of them means you want to be looking at sort of midfielders like a Bontempelli, like a Petrarca that have that goal scoring ability. Even McRae, who can play on the wing and get those uncontested possessions quite easily. That's who you want to be looking at more. But I feel I'm going against everything I've just said there, and I'm going to pick Clayton Oliver. I think Bont, Petrarca, and McRae can all be trading targets, and I think they're still definitely capable of being in the top 8. So yeah, top 8 midfielders. Brings me to Zach Merritt, also in a contract year. Could be going to the Blues at the end of the season. That's the rumours I've heard. But yeah. Then get to M4. I've got the biggest lock of this season, I feel. Most have him in defence, but it's Rory Laird. He's the best midfielder at the Crows. Probably one of the best players as well. I think he is severely underrated. Not in terms of Supercoach, just in terms of AFL. I don't think people understand how good of a player he is. But yeah, this is what it is. So I've probably got a different structure to a lot of people, going with only the 4 primos in midfield. I probably shouldn't say 4 primos in midfield. It's more just the fact I've got 4 rookies on field in midfield, which is, the main problem, I guess. So that brings me to Swans, Sydney. And I'll go with the Academy recruit. I don't know if it was Academy or Father Son, but Braden Campbell. I think he was about pick 15. Or actually he could have been pick 4. I think the Hawks bidded on him, and then some. I don't know exactly. But yeah, I'll probably stop talking. Okay, so yeah, he's definitely in the side. He could be playing half back as well. He did take kick-ins in the practice match, but at the same time, Mills got injured towards the end of the game. Mills got injured, and that's when he got a couple of kick-ins, and then Lloyd also wasn't playing. So, this man Tanner Brunn, I'm selecting next. Kicked 3 goals in the practice match. Just think he's a lock. You never know with Liam Cameron about how he's going to select his rookies, but you have to pick him. Don't got many options. Brings me to Tom Powell, another massive lock, 50% of teams already. He's going to be playing in the mid. He's going to be at centre bounces. He'll be all over the ground. Just think he's a good player to have and a big lock. Jeez, my computer sounds like an aeroplane right now. That's not a good thing. But yeah, I'll continue. Sydney, again, I'm going with Errol Goulden, or Era Goulden, however you want to say it. Just think, heard lots of good things about him from the Swans board, the Swans Hall of Fame board. They just let me know. So yeah. And then I'll get to a Dogs player. The big Anthony Scott. So went massive in the practice match, and I think that could really line him up for a round 1 debut. But while I touch on this, all these rookies are subject to change based on the round 1 debut, but most of these should be locks. But if they play, they'll all be in the team. And then that just brings me to the Hawks duo. I've got Connor Downey and Tyler Brockman. They both played extraordinary. I think Brockman kicked a few snags as well. Leads me to the ruck. Ruck is just non-negotiable this year. I think you have to go set and forget. Last year, it took me 4 trades to get Gorn in, and it was a nightmare. Probably wasted my rank. So yeah, that's why I'm going to go with him. And then Paul Hunter, I've looked at, definitely. Tracy, I've looked at, however you want to say it. Shout out to Tracy, my boy Freets. But no, I think the man you have to pick is Matt Flynn. So Braden Pruce has come to GWS, meant to be the number 1 ruckman. He's got injured, so I think Flynn will take the reins for however long he's out for. I think he'll have the position over Mummy. Brings me to my forward line. Now this is where it gets interesting. I've definitely chopped and changed this line a lot. However, after seeing that practice match, I just realised I can't not have Dunkley, and that's why I've got him in. Dusty, a lot of people say his ceiling's not that high in terms of Supercoach, but I think it is. Last year I reckon he copped me about a couple 160s. Save my weeks. You've got to have him. And then a must-have mid-pricer. I think you can already imagine who this is going to be. It is Jack Zeeble. Yeah, just think he's going to average 85 plus. He'll get up to the 450k range, make me about 200k. And he's probably just more of a stepping stone to, a side bottom, a danger if he drops any of these forwards that I see come up. Or even like guys like Shea Bolton, Butters, if they look to really have made the jump. I don't know how I've only got 6 foot. Alright, no, that's alright. Okay. And then I've just got rookies to fill out the team from now on. I've got Chad Warner at 144k. Seems like a good player. Seems like a lock in that Sydney team. And then Brisbane. Don't know if this bloke will be certainly playing. I think with the absence of Stephen Martin, he might have a shot in the team, but obviously not locked. So that's Tom Fullerton. Also 9%. I think you like when rookies aren't that high, because a lot of these are quite basic. Chad, Powell, Bruin, Campbell. Like all these blokes are, 50% up there. And then that leads me to Port Adelaide's small forward that should be playing. Let's Port Adelaide. Alright, right there. And it is Miles Bergman. 11%. Yet again, another player who's not highly owned. And that's what you like to have with your rookies, I guess. Okay, then I've got Fremantle. I've got Tracy, as I talked about before when I was looking at the rucks. I think he's just a lock, 102. If he doesn't play, I'll probably change him to Alec Waterman for the Dons. He's meant to be a lock. And then Tracy's actually the F8, but then the F7 is a man from Adelaide, James Rowe. Locked in a lot of teams. Where is he? Right here, 50% as well. So yeah, I'll check how I'm going for time. Okay, 13 minutes. That's not that bad. That's not it. Yeah, so that's my team. If you can still see. So yeah, I think there's definitely a few talking points about my team. I've got no Neil, which could be a problem. And then I've also got no Bont or no Protaka, which are goal-scoring mids, which could be on the up yet again this year with less stoppages. So it's quite an interesting team. I think there's definitely some changes that could be made. I mean, the main one is if Bruin isn't playing, I probably downgrade him. Downgrade him to anyone, really. Any rookie I find. And then Fullerton as well. If he's not playing, he's definitely a downgrade option. Gives me some money to spare. I'd probably really just bring Rowan, might get Waterman, and then it maybe frees up the money to go up to Jordan Butts for Adelaide. So he should be playing the first few rounds, or maybe even more. I don't know why the expected. I think it was just an ankle injury but he should be okay. With Talia out of the side, he's meant to be, one of the main defenders, and he'll definitely be getting a gig there. So his job security is not bad, but it mainly just depends on when Talia comes back. So I think I said Taylor before, not the big Texan. I don't know what else I can say about this team. I think the rookies are quite basic. It's probably one of the main structures that a lot of people are going with, the 4 primo defenders, 4 primo mids. But I think it's definitely different to others in the way that I've gone with the 2 primo forwards. I've definitely seen a lot of people just going with the 1 or even the 0. I saw Supercoach George go with the 0 the other day. But, yeah, as I've said, not much is going to change in this team, obviously, unless the rookies, all the primos are locked in. Had a last-minute debacle, I think I had, what's his name? I looked at Stephen May, but he seems to have picked up an injury from that practice match. I just liked his price a lot. And then I was also looking at Cripps. I could probably have brought in with the money I had spare. Maybe even Taranto. But that would sacrifice Hayden Young and Zeeble, who I definitely think are must-haves. I think they'll both average 80 plus and make 200k each, respectively. So that's why I think they're good stepping stones. In the first couple of rounds, I can really see myself getting rid of Zeeble and then going up to a Butters or a Shea Bolton before they reach 500k, even a Tom Phillips. And then the same with Hayden Young, maybe even a Clark, not Jordan Clark, respectively, a Hunter Clark for the Saints. So yeah, but going over rookies, I think there's a few that I haven't got. Looking at Waterman, so I'll show this spreadsheet. So I've got this spreadsheet. It's made by J Raptors. I'll leave his Instagram down below. Great man, he's given me this, and Joel McMahon as well. So if you want this spreadsheet, they're making people pay for it, which is fair enough. So if I just go price here, so what I'll do is I'll sub out everyone under this price range. Sorry, it just takes a while with all these filters. Okay, so this is the kind of thing they've got going, right? So you look at the filters and it'll give you Z to A. So it gives you the points in the practice match. So you've got Zeeble at the top, Warner, Campbell. So these are all guys I have, not Fantasia obviously, but I've got those. So going down that line, I've got Rowe, Fullerton, Bergman, Scott. No Fantasia, but I've got Brockman, Campbell, Warner, and Zeeble. So these blokes all had good time on ground. And then if you can look at things like time on ground. The max, Joey Danaher. So Danaher is probably someone who's locked in his team. Now if I zoom in a bit. Okay, this makes it better. So he's got the price. So people are still going with guys like Archie Perkins, 19% time on ground. I don't know. Spicer, Finley and McRae, Hutchings, Hollands, Ugelhagen. They're still in teams, but don't know if they're going to play round 1, just based on their time on ground in the Amy Community Series. And then points per minute is my favourite stat here. So Z to A. So a guy like Fantasia looks so good based on the fact that he had a shocking time on ground, just 40%. Yet he still was able to carve out 80 points. And then looking at mids, you still got the same. Looking at the top end, so you got your points. So Bontempelli obviously almost reached the 200 mark. Clark, you can see why I've selected him. Rowbottom, also someone I'm interested in. Yeah, this is a really good spreadsheet. So if you want it, let me know in the comments, and I'll give you J Raptus's because he is charging, I believe, $5. Good purchase. Got it for free myself. That's just the water carrier. That's just the benefits of being the water carrier man. So yeah, trying not to sound like a bender right now. Oh shit. No, yeah, didn't say anything. Anyway, yeah. What What a great team that is. So this is Rabbi's team that he's looking at making. He looks at the rookies here. He's got all these players that he's interested in. Just things like that. It's quite interesting. I think he also made a compilation here. So he made a compilation of Supercoach YouTubers and their teams. So it's interesting just to see the difference in people's teams. But I like it. I mean, yeah, that's it. So that's my Supercoach team for 2021 season. Hopefully, wait, I might just show my draft team as well. I've got game day. And then can I not see my team? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is my team. I'm not John. Sorry? Okay. Yeah, okay. This is it. This is my team. So this is the draft I did. I don't know what the John bloke is. Forgot about that. So I've got Laird, Caleb Daniel, Callum Mills, Merritt, Canelio, Berry, Sarah, Chera, injured. I'll have to get rid of him. Peter Adams, Butters, Luke Ryan. Anyway, I don't think anyone cares about my draft. I don't think anyone cares about my real Supercoach team, to be honest. But it is what it is. I'll go to my leagues. Probably just going to dominate all these as I usually do. 7 leagues. That looks like 7 wins. And then looking at the groups, definitely got a lot here that I can dominate. So yeah, these are some big YouTubing Supercoach names. I'll just show my team once more. But yeah, I mean, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching if you did. If you liked it, leave a like below. I might post this to Spotify as well as a podcast version, because I still spoke about all the players, so I think you can get an understanding if it's on Spotify. So I'll post this on Spotify and then maybe Apple Podcasts as well. But I'll mainly will be on YouTube with the whole webcam and things like that. Yeah, so as I say, this is the second series of the Water Carrier podcast. And this is the first episode of the second series. Just a Supercoach video, I guess, for today. But I'm definitely not going to be doing videos the whole time. I just needed to post some sort of content. And I couldn't really work out how I can do a podcast. Sorry. I mean, if I was going to do a podcast, it would really just be predictions. And that's more of like a 20-minute thing rather than 30 minutes, which is what I want to be looking at for my podcasts. So, yeah, so I'm going to say you're not going to see every single video on YouTube, but it is what it is. Yeah, so please subscribe, leave a comment, all that, weird stuff. But as I say, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Alright, cheers. Cheers, guys. Cheers.